All right, Crispy Cats, what's up? I am here live again, and this time I promise I'm staying on. If you were here for the first two food bars that I did of this a few minutes ago, where I could not get my tripod in gear. Anyway, if you have a tripod recommendation, please drop it in the comments. Now, let's paint. So, as you can see, we are working on an abstract piece. It is a sunset. On a lake. This is the water reflection. This is the bridge. And these are some palm trees with a very pink sunset in the background. So I don't have a lot of time, but I will be back after it's early release day, wouldn't you know? So I'm working with a little bit of refined safflower oil and some of my white Malba. And the reason why I like that white is simply because it has zinc oxide in it, as well as, let me show you really quick, titanium dioxide as well as zinc oxide in it. And so this white it's pretty tacky, but it can also be fairly transparent. Okay, so we are going to think of like a diamond shape. Here's my sun right here. And we are going to kind of start working in these cloud areas. And I'm working with a bit of a horizontal stroke first. Just kind of placing in where I would like to see that. And now I'm going to roll through. Oops, I have a touch too much gray. I thought this brush was already done. Okay, there we go. I was using a soft gray earlier. Okay, but you know what? That'll work for us as long as we don't cover up our palm tree. There we go. And see, I'm using the shape of that brush to kind of mold in this cloud area. And some of that paint I'm letting stay on a bit thicker right now instead of pushing and pulling. And you don't want them too perfect. Think about what it looks like when you look at the sky, right? There we go. Concentration of them back through here. And I'm softening them up because the sky was so pink that day. And then we'll come back over it with some stronger effect because the sky wasn't necessarily like you could see so much of this color that even the water had that really strong reflection in it. All right, let's keep going here. So I actually made this brush. I cut it myself. I have a tendency to do that. But what it was is it's the stem from an old brush, and then the bristles I took and got them real close together, dipped them in wax, put them back together into the silver part of another old brush that fell apart, clamped it down with some Gorilla Glue, I believe. And once I did that, let it sit for a while, and then I cut it with these tiny little shears. The real ones, not the fake ones, the real ones. These things are sharp as anything. And so that gave me, I don't sell this brush. I don't retail it or anything, but I'm just highly recommending that if you can't find a brush or a shape that's really working for you, consider making it. Like if you have like a whisker sticking off of a brush, cut it off. I do that all the time. Just isolate where it's gonna be and just make sure that you don't make it stick out more. Like look at the bend of the bristle on the brush. And now see how we're getting some nice softness in those clouds. There we go. And that oil is it's allowing me to make those clouds nice and translucent and kind of foggy looking. And then the more and more white that I put on, the more and more structure in the cloud shape we get. Okay, so we're working radially, I guess you could say, out from the center of the sun here. There we go. And yes, I will be painting and roller skating. I'm sorry, I can't make a decision. I paint and roller skate. I have knee pads on right now, you guys. So, it is what it is. Painting and roller skating. Oh, and I have a really cool podcast coming out. It is a Florida podcast, actually, where I'm going to places here locally and visiting different museums, different art museums, talking to different artists. And we did part of it yesterday, and part of it is about like just cool shit, crispy shit that interests me. And part of it's about this anti-aging vitamin treatment done with stem cells. And let me tell you guys, this is insanity. Like, it sounds like something from a different, like, it doesn't sound real. It sounds like a movie, like science fiction, what they can do with these stem cells. And one thing that I didn't realize is that they are like alive. I mean, like, I have my stem cells frozen, but not mine, but we're just doing a little peekaboo cloud over here, little feller. And but I didn't realize that stem cells were actually considered alive, which is just insane to me. They can live cryogenically frozen up to 100 years. Isn't that amazing? That's really insane. Okay, so we're still working with this white. Hi, thanks for joining the live. I don't have a moderator here right now, but we are working with some refined safflower oil. If you're curious as to how to refine safflower oil or why, I have a video on my channel on how to do stand oil and make refined safflower oil. And the reason why I like it so much is it's pretty stinking cheap than buying it in the art store. You can get it at Whole Foods and or Sprouts. And it does not yellow like a linseed oil. And you can get like half a liter of it for probably close to $15. There we go. All right, coming through and softening all this up. And then this is the first layer of our cloud. And then we can really start to define those cloud structures because you always want to paint thin to thick. And so right now we're working with quite a bit of oil. This canvas is actually a nude color. It's a linen canvas that I gessoed myself, but I gessoed it with like the stucco stuff, spackling, but it's a paste one, so it made it very leathery, which is super duper cool. Okay, now I think what we need to do is somewhat define the bases of these palm trees for today. So what we're going to do is make the light look lighter by outlining it with something darker. That's right. So when you want something to look lighter or brighter, you put it next to something darker. So if you think about a sign, for example, I'm going to use Redken. If you're familiar with Redken or L'Oreal, it stands out to me because I used to work with them. So just so you know what I'm mixing on my palette right now, I am looking for a burnt umber. And I don't have one, so I'm going to take burnt sienna and mix it with Payne's Gray. The Payne's Gray will cool it off and deepen that up. And it works nicely because it's a blue-green, not a true black. And this one is made by Winsor & Newton. Okay, so we're just going to daub that on the palette there. It works great to mix with any color. You mix with yellow, mix with violet, mix it with, I mean, seriously, like any color you want to, red, darken up. Okay, now we have just a dabble, that's a technical term, of each color right here. And I'm going to mix it with a teeny tiny touch of my linseed oil. I mean, not my linseed oil, my safflower oil. We're just talking about that. How funny. Okay. And I'm going to begin to trace the bases of these trees here. Let me see if I can get you on a better view. Welcome to the CrispySkates painting garage. CrispySkates. Okay. So I'm trying to hold my hand where you can see it and I can paint. All right. Which is an interesting task. So I'm going to hold my hand the way you need to hold your hand. Thank you for the like. Thank you so much. And if you remember to share the live, that would be awesome. And please subscribe. I sound like a broken record. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I want you to hold your brush, and then I'm going to hold my brush. Okay, so this is the way that you should hold your brush, right? And I kind of take my nail and balance it on a drier part of the canvas if I have to. But ultimately, you want a longer bristle. If you can, it has a little bit better balance. And then so you can go a bit further away, or you can kind of hold it closer. Now, let me hold it so you can probably see what I'm doing. Come over here. See how I move my body posture? So I'm drawing a straight line towards my center, like towards my belly button. Body posture is huge. Now I'm going to continue from up here to here. So what I'm doing is starting right here. I'm looking here, but I'm actually looking right here so that way I draw a straight line. So I'm not looking at where my brush is, I'm looking at where I'm going, looking at where I'm going, looking at where I'm going, and then I make it there straight. All right, I'm taking a dabble of that oil because I don't want too much right here, and I'm just going to pull this down into this darker color right through here. Boom shenanigans, that's a technical term as well. You can only use it here at the CrispySkates show. Painting on your garage. I'm just joking, obviously. There we go. Now let's see what that looks like. And see what I'm doing is I'm looking at it on camera too to see how it goes. All right. Now we're coming down here and just shading this little guy in, giving it a little touch more dimension back over here. Just a touch. And see how that little outline really kind of brings forth everything. I hope you guys could see that. Okay. So, let me angle you. Let me move you a little bit. Okay. And we're coming down through here. And again, working with my camera on my phone really enables me to get a different perspective. It's almost if you were, you see the full picture a little bit better instead of being so on top of it. And see, it's okay that I'm shading this in a little bit dark because I can come back over it with my light again and just add that another layer of that dimension in there, and that's going to make it even more three-dimensional. And depending on how realistic that you would want it, you could really work with that concept of that dark on the light, like as if you were painting a black canvas or something, which is pretty sweet. Let's see, I could just keep working. Keep on working, keep on working. Gonna keep on moving. I don't know the words to that song. I probably shouldn't sing it because it's probably copyrighted. Here we go. Let's keep on moving here. All right. And see how much dimension we are able to achieve right in through here. Very cool. All right, and then we're just going to add a tiny bit of shadowing right in through here. Boom, cheeky, boom, boom. All right, and I've got to go get my mini. So I will be back, senoritas and senors. And if you don't stick around for the full thing, come back again because I'm going to speed it up too. And then you can always come back to the live and refer to any talking points in the chapters or something once I post it. So just keep that in mind. I know it's slow, but you know what? Painting is, it's slow. That's why I started roller skating on YouTube too. Okay. All right, what up? Doesn't that look starting to look gorgeous? Let's just do a tiny touch more shading right through here. And then, because I gotta go. I don't want to be like, boom, boom, boom. And see how I'm just using my finger? Just kind of softening that shadow right over there. This is going to be gorgeous. And you know what? I want to just touch more soft right here from that palm tree looking over. Since I'm thinking of it. Okay, boom shakalaka. All right, keep it crispy, y'all. I'll be back. Peace out.